Okay, hi everyone. We're gonna be introducing our hydroponic
Farming by Williamson.
and Luke Boulevard. This is the scientific method.
Find a problem, research the topic, make a hypothesis, prediction, do the experiment, make observations, and analyze the results and share results with others.
This is the controlled experiment design. So we're starting off with our blank sheet, and then we have our controlled experiment.
Purpose of the experiment. The purpose of the experiment is to see if different colored light will affect the growth of the plant. Prediction. I predicted that the light will help the plants grow faster because it will provide extra light. Hypothesis. If the plants are provided with red light, then the plant will go faster because according to Camantolia, red light when combined with blue light allows plant to flower.
The materials we used for this experiment are included below. For this experiment, we used a hydroponic farm, 3 basil seeds, 3 plant holders, a green light, a red light bulb, water, and a light bulb holder. The procedures of the experiment are listed below. First, we used 3 basil seeds and planted them into the plant holders. Then we assembled the green light and the red light to shine on the hydroponic farm. After that, we filled the hydroponic farm with water and waited for the plants to grow. And as shown in the picture, this is like the plant holder, and then the basil, and then this red light and green light. This is the plant growth.
So on day 0, there was no growth yet. And then on day 1, we had a little bit of growth on the plant. And then on day 2, there was growth on 2 of the plants. And day 3, both plants grew a little bit. Day 4, the middle plant grew a little bit, but the first plant and the first plant grew really high, and the third plant grew high.
Okay, so the history of the farming on the is shown as below. So first, farming was developed around 10,000 years ago when people first started to domesticate plants and animals. Second, farming started approximately 4,000 BC. Farming first started in the Fertile Crescent, a region in the Middle East, including Turkey and Western Iran. The oldest farm is in Dover, NH. Did you know that? Mesopotamian farming started at around 7,000 BC. Mesopotamian helped make things like axes and hoes. Mesopotamia traded agriculture and tools. And some Mesopotamia farming.
Current farming and how it is unstable. Our current farming system is unstable. We use tractors or other vehicles to cut wheat and other crops. This pollutes the environment. It also reduces the amount of water and nutrients the soil can retain and risks more climate change. Agriculture claims around 90% of water used in the USA. It has depleted groundwater in parts of the Great Plains by almost 30%.
That's a lot. Okay, some alternatives to farming are below. Even though our current farming is unstable, there are other ways to farm that are stabler. First, there's hydroponic farming. Next, there's also vertical farming. This can be done indoors and outdoors. Lastly, there's also sky farming, which has many procedures and usually done in high buildings. This is try 1, using peppermint.
Day 0 pictures. Qualitative, nothing yet. Quantitative, nothing yet. Red light plant, green light plant, and normal light. Day 1. Quantitative, nothing today yet. Quantitative, no growth. Change design slightly by adding cardboard instead of paper. Day 2. Quantitative, still nothing yet. And quantitative, still nothing yet. Day 3. Quantitative, nothing yet, and then quantitative, no growth yet. Day 4, quantitative, nothing still, and qualitative, nothing still, and then quantitative is still no growth. Day 5, quantitative, nothing today yet. Quantitative, no growth yet.
Okay, so since we decided to try the experiment again using basil this time. We did this because we noticed that the water didn't touch the seed the whole time, so we decided like using a different thing. And we also researched a little, and we were using peppermint the time before, and it showed that it took 90 days to grow, and that's way too long, dude. And then, but every compliment starts with decision to try. So like we decided to try again. So on day 0, we saw that the green plant and the red plant were planted in the same places, but this time as you can see, we used the cup holder instead of the sponges. But there's no qualitative or quantitative growth. On day 1, the experimental plant, the green plant, still didn't grow, but the red plant grew like around 0.1 centimeters. And for the qualitative observation, we saw that there was a tiny green sprout coming from the seed. But our control or the middle plant didn't grow yet, sadly. In day 2, we saw that the green plant still had no growth, but the red plant this time sprouted 0.3 centimeters, which was 0.2 more than the day before. There was also a tiny green sprout coming from the seed, like the day before. But this time, the control, aka the middle one, had a 0.3 centimeter growth, and the sprout had a darker color. On day 3, the green plant grew 0.1 centimeters, and the red plant grew 0.5 centimeters. But this time, we could see the leaves growing from it, and the green leaves, and the leaves are like green color, which was showed that it was pretty healthy. The control plant was quantitative observation for the control plant was that it grew 0.5 centimeters. It's tied with the red plant currently, and there are 2 green leaves too. On day 4, we saw that the green plant still stayed at 0.1 centimeters, but it had a little bit of a sprout. And the red plant, also experimental, and its quantitative showed that the sprout is around 1.5 centimeters, and the 2 green leaves were still there, but they grew bigger. And the qualitative shows that the green leaves were still growing. And the control this time isn't tied with the experimental anymore. It only has 1 centimeter, unlike the experimental, which had 1.5 centimeters.
Conclusion. I conclude that our hypothesis was accepted. Our hypothesis was somewhat correct. This is because research shows that red light combined with blue light will increase the speed in which it grows. This is why the red light plant grew faster. In this experiment, I learned that the hydroponic farming actually worked. I thought that the plants would drown. Luckily, we didn't have any errors in this experiment.
Thank you.